welcome to my channel, Andra Makes. I have an organizing update for you today, so thanks so much for tuning in to watch. It really means a lot to me and it encourages me to keep going with YouTube. I have another organizing video on my channel. It's called Part 1. I am in the process of reorganizing different sections of I call it my sewing space, but it's really several other crafting activities as well. I mainly sew in here, but I also have a Cricut maker that I dabble with, and I dabble in crochet along with sewing garments and sewing bags and sewing quilts and sewing home dec and all the things. You know how it is. But anyway, I'm in the process of reorganizing this room that I do those things in, and it's easier for me to do things in small sections at a time than to do a complete overhaul all at once. I just feel less overwhelmed that way. But anyway, I'm doing it in smaller sections, and this is part 2. And in the beginning of the video, I show footage from the video in part 1. So if you've already seen that, feel free to fast forward. But if you need a refresher or haven't seen it, you can watch that. It's right in the beginning. And I think we need to see the before to be able to appreciate the after. So here's what I've done so far with part 2. Again, a little embarrassing, but like I said, I'm going to keep it real here on my channel. This is the next section I'd like to get organized, and I apologize about the light. It's coming in weird through the window right now, but this is my video recording equipment, and I have some lights here, and then my external hard drive and tripods and tripod attachments and things like that. It's all together in one place, but it isn't ideal. And here's what I hope to use to organize it. This is a rolling cart that I got from Facebook Marketplace, and I think I paid $10 for it. But it's on casters, and it has 4 different shelves. So that's what I'm hoping to organize my recording equipment on. There wasn't a whole lot to this, but here is my recording equipment that I got moved over to this rolling cart. So everything is neatly organized on it. And I also hope to reorganize these bins right here. They're organized to a certain extent, but it isn't ideal, and it can be done better, and I'll show you what's in those. This top one this is a bag of Velcro, different types and sizes of Velcro, and then this bag has buttons in it. And the problem with this is I have to open every drawer to see what's in it, and I want to even organize further, like my Velcro into different sizes and so on and so forth. And in this one is a bag of bias binding, and then here's some vintage seam binding that I've been given. Well, most of it is vintage. Oh, and back to this top drawer, there's also a random wooden mallet. And then in this bottom drawer, there is elastic. Again, all different sizes and shapes and all that. So I want to organize that in a little bit more detail. And then here is a huge thing of elastic that I got at Tuesday morning. Look at that, $5 for 18 yards of elastic. And then a random purse frame and drawstring. See, I even have a label on it that says drawstring. But I want to organize that a little bit better. And then in the other set of drawers, this one has a baggie full of trim. Well, rickrack, really. And then here's some mesh. And then here's the trim, pom-poms and ruffles and all that fun stuff. Love me some pom-poms. And then in the next drawer, here are some cam snaps. And this is a mess. It has all different kinds of snaps and several different snap setter tools that I've gotten at thrift stores and things like that. That needs to be organized better. And then some eyelets and vintage snap fasteners and just a grommet kit, you know, random things. And then the bottom drawer cracks me up. I have this strap from a crossbody bag that I made several years ago, and I redid the strap, but I kept this one because, you know, you never know. And then this is cool. This was my husband's grandmother's. It's a pattern marker, which I don't use, but I probably need to display that. That would look cool. Let me see if I can find a date on it. I can't find a date, but it was $1.98 and it was made in the USA, so that gives you an idea of how old it is. But those are the drawers that I want to tackle next. And here's the after. This is the Velcro and elastic drawer. And as you can see, all the baggies are gone. And I have wrapped the Velcro and elastic around. I cut some rectangles from poster board that I already had and wrapped it around. Let me get one out and show you. And then I put the size of the elastic. This is 3/4 inch elastic. And I just wrapped it around these cards. And there's Velcro right there. I did the same for that. And then I bought some index cards to have on hand for when I need to wrap some more elastic and Velcro. And then here's the bias binding and seam tape drawer. Again, all the Ziploc bags are gone. And obviously from the Ziploc bag, I didn't save any of the cards that the bias binding comes wrapped on, so lesson learned on that. I will save those from now on. But I did cut some poster board to the same size as the cards that the bias binding comes on. So there's that, all nice and neat. And then this drawer is rickrack, pom-poms, etc. Again, all the Ziploc bags are gone. And I have them wrapped around cards. There's the pom-poms wrapped around cards. And rickrack wrapped around cards that I cut from poster board. And there's the ruffles. And pom-poms that are still on the rolls. And then there's some pom-poms that I actually made. I made a Valentine heart wreath with pom-poms. There's some I had left over. And then the other set of rolling drawers, here are my buttons, snaps, etc. So proud of this. Again, all the Ziplocs are gone. And I put my snap setting tool in that little container right there. And the grommets that were in that Ziploc, I put them in this little thing. And then here are snaps and button covers still in their little packages. And then in this little pouch I made, oops, several years ago, I put the cam snaps in there, and there, the little tool for those in there. And then this was made for me by my friend Jessica several years ago. And I put my buttons in there. And here's my ribbon drawer. Put all my spools of ribbon in there. And then this pouch was made for me by my friend Sarah last year, I believe. And in it, I have some loose ribbon that you saw in a Ziploc, I believe. And then this bottom drawer is empty, waiting to be filled. And here's another area I'd like to get reorganized. It is organized to a certain extent, but it isn't ideal. And it's this shelf with all those little buckets on it, and I'll go into that in just a minute. But the reason they have colored names on them is because I used to do monogramming and applique as a little business, and when you machine applique, you can use the teeniest, tiniest scraps. So I had them organized by color in these little bins. But I don't do that as much as I used to anymore by choice. So I have redone those, and I just haven't taken time to wipe off those words yet. It's supposed to be wipeable like dry erase. But I'm hoping to use this shelf for my garment fabric. And I'll show you my fabric situation in another organizing video. But right here I have random pouches that either I've made or have been given to me. And then in this one is a mask and some sponges. I do different crafts, so when you do more than one, obviously there's a lot more supplies you need. Some of them overlap a little, but for the most part they all need their own supplies. But I have a Cricut maker, so I do card making and vinyl and things like that, along with sewing garments and sewing bags and sewing quilts and home deck and all those things. But anyway, this is my hot glue gun and hot glue sticks, and then the cardboard that I use to put whatever I'm working on when I'm hot gluing it. This is ribbon and some pom-poms I've made and a bunch of ribbon. And in this one is vinyl scraps and cork scraps. And this has stamps for card making as well. Different stamps in there. And this one has glitter. Yay, glitter. Love me some glitter. And this one has labels, like paper labels. This one has scraps, and pieces of cork and things like that. And this one has, this is for card making as well, adhesive dots and washi tape, and then there's some random quilt blocks, as you do. Easy Steam, command hooks, Wonder tape, or double-sided tape, rubber bands, True Grips. Those are really work great to put on the back of your ruler so they don't slide around. And then this hammer, hot hammer thingy. And then this one has different types of adhesives and some fun scissors. And this one has zippers, and the one below it has vintage zippers that have been given to me. And then this one has Christmas crafting supplies in it. And then down here are my stabilizers and fusibles. And here is some Insulbright. And a pillow form over there. But here's what I'm hoping to reorganize next, and here is what I'm hoping to use to reorganize this. It's this studio cart, and I got it from Amazon. I'm not going to recommend it yet because I haven't used it, but I'm sure it's fine. But there's a closer up of it. So I am excited for getting all that reorganized, and I will have an update as soon as I get it done. There's a sneak peek of my fabric. I got this shelf cleaned off and the bottom organized. There's my stabilizers and interfacings and some trim. I got all those white containers cleaned out, and I was able to get the dry erase marker wiped off all of them, so those have been emptied. And here's where all that stuff went. Here's where everything from, well, most things from the white shelving unit went. And this I mentioned earlier that I got from Amazon, but I couldn't recommend it at the time because I hadn't used it, but I highly recommend it now. I love it. And this is a great organizing unit. It has wheels, casters, and then a flat surface up there. And I will put a link, an affiliate link to this in the description box from Amazon. If you click on that link and buy this or any other qualified purchase, I will get a small commission. And I'll never recommend anything I don't use or love. And here's how I organized what was in the shelves. I have labeled all the drawers, and then this one is glue guns and glue. And these containers, I got these at Dollar Tree, and this size was either 2 for $1 or 3 for $1. And over here is my card making supplies, the glitter and the glossy accents and the fun scissors, adhesive dots, etc. Oh, and these I got at Dollar Tree, and these were 3 for $1. These little organizing thingies. And here's my stamping things, the stamps, and some ink. And over here is Mod Podge and brushes. More containers from Dollar Tree. And down here I labeled it office supplies, and it's command strips, rubber bands, paper clips, push pins back there, washi tape, staples, and over here I put my bag, sport, and decorative zippers. And down here I have my zippers by the yard and pulls, the zipper pulls, and then the tools that you use to attach the zippers. Attach the zipper pulls to the zippers. And over here are my invisible zippers. If you saw my recent wall whack haul, that's where I got those. The invisible zips, and then these all-purpose zippers in this drawer. And then over here I put my cork and vinyl scraps and some webbing. and also have some paracord in there. And then these two bottom ones are empty, just waiting to be filled. So what did you think? I'm really excited with the progress I've made so far. Do you love organizing? Let me know in the comments below. If you do or you don't, you know I love hearing from you, and I love the community that we're building here. I have a couple more sections to go, and then once I get everything reorganized, I hope to do well, I'll call it a sewing room tour, but you know what I mean, craft room tour, whatever, on my channel, so be looking for that. And as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. It really means a lot to me. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel thus far. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you would. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!